See. Okay, just want to make sure I clicked record. We're so excited that you're joining us this evening. My name is Kelly Smith, and I am in Florida. It is actually really chilly tonight, believe it or not. It's like in the 30s, so I'm surprisingly cold. Usually it's nice and toasty, but it's really chilly here. But we are excited to have you guys joining us tonight, and we are going to be talking about ketones and Pruvit. And I'm really excited that I get to be interviewing some extraordinary women that I've gotten to know over the last 16 months. They are awesome women, moms, wives, and provers who have grown amazing businesses. And so I'm going to kind of introduce them and kind of chat with them about why they chose Pruvit, why they love ketones, and how they're juggling and managing being a wife, being a mom, and growing a really cool business and being in Pruvit. So I'm going to kind of get right to it and introduce all of them, and we'll kind of you'd let them give you a little bit of background, and then we'll go into kind of interviewing them. Hi, I see Sarah. Hi, Olivia. Is that Olivia? I'm seeing the kiddos in the background. So I am going to just go where I see, everybody's probably different, but I see Andrea on the top. So I'm going to just introduce, hey, Dre, you could unmute yourself, I think. Can you unmute yourself? Or I could probably do it if you can't. Let's see. Let's see. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Hey.
Hi.
If you just want to say hi and introduce yourself and give them a quick little background.
Sure. Hi, guys. My name is Andrea Rapkin. I am married and mother of 2 boys, 6 and 10. So we keep very busy around here. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where it's freezing. We were just there for the holidays, but we just recently moved to Prospect, Kentucky, which is about 15 minutes from Louisville, and we are loving it. Anything else you want me to tell right away?
How did you get introduced to ketones? So like, yeah, tell us how you kind of got introduced to this whole conversation.
Yes. So it was my husband, Josh. He was introduced to the company, and he was like a living testament for me. So for me to see his changes in front of my face was enough for me to get my interest. And
awesome. So what were you doing prior, or what are you still doing as a job?
Yes. So I, as well as a mom of 2 boys and a wife, I am a swim instructor. I teach ISR, it's survival swim. For those of you who aren't familiar or don't know, I work with babies as young as 6 months old, up to about 6 to 7 years old. And it's definitely not your traditional swim lessons. We teach survival. So they're very intense, one-on-one every day. I'm in the pool in chlorine soaking for about 6 hours, sometimes more, 5 days a week. So it used to be very taxing on my skin, on my everything, my fatigue. I didn't have many breaks, so it was very hard for me to eat, stuff like that, to get breaks. So, when I came home from a long day of, a lot of times crying babies, because that's what babies do when they don't want to do something, they cry. That's how they communicate. So, all day I spent I tried to be patient with them and do everything I could to have these babies trust me, these children trust me. So when it came time to come home to my family and my husband and my 2 boys that I love, being honest, I was just done. I didn't have a lot in me. I was tired. I was cranky. It just wasn't what they deserved. So when my husband was introduced to Pruvit, he was more interested in the fat loss, body composition, and I don't know if many of you've seen, but his results are amazing. He's lost over 100 pounds and kept it off. And so that's why he said yes. He wanted to inspire more. And I, wasn't really needing or wanting to lose weight, but I just saw what it did to him, like inside as well. Like he just glowed and he was happy and he had purpose. And so I was like, all right, I got to try this stuff. It's always better when you have accountability partners and you do things together anyway. So I wanted to experience what he was experiencing. So I started drinking the product, and, I started noticing like I was happier in the pool. I wasn't tired. I wasn't craving food all day long. I was able to focus on these young babies and give them everything that I had. plus come home to my boys and my husband and not be a crabby, you know what. So yeah, it did a lot for us as a family and for me personally. But I have to say, through all of that, my biggest benefit was, which I didn't even really realize until I stopped taking my acne medication. But when I hit my 30s, so did adult acne, like really, really bad. I remember crying myself to sleep, my kids watching me, like, in the mirror at night, washing my face. It was terrible. And I remember seeing on the side of the box, one of the many benefits that are listed, clearer skin. And honestly, I just, didn't really, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. But that with, changing my diet and everything, my hormones started to get into check, and I haven't had a breakout in over a year and a half. So for me, that's huge. Like, I can walk around without hiding my face. I have a conversation with someone and not feel like they're staring at that instead of me and listening to me. So yeah, it's done a lot for me. So that's basically my story.
That's awesome. So your husband starts drinking this product. He tells you, hey, I'm in this. I want to lose weight. He's on this journey to health and fitness. And so you get on board to support him, really. Clearly you're thin, you're not looking to lose weight. So you just start drinking it to be supportive, to find out that you're having more energy, you're able to last longer in the pool, and you're in better moods. So what really drove you guys to look at this in like a business? How'd that start?
So, for him, it was more of being like how passionate and how he saw how it shifted other people's lives. And, as much as passionate as I am with ISR and swimming, I'll always continue to do it. But with Pruvit, it's allowed me to touch so many other people on a much bigger scale. And the financial benefits have been tremendous, and it's allowed us to take amazing trips. I stay home and I homeschool my kids. We travel together. We do this together. Not to mention my boys both drink the product twice a day. That's impacted us tremendously as well. They're involved in the community. It's just kind of like a cool family. Like, we are just so inspired to help as many people as we can. And I'm on board all the way. And so when in the winter season and stuff with ISR is not as busy, I take a break and I really focused on helping us build our business right now and helping as many people as we can.
That's awesome. So you really feel like this is something that you can do, together with Josh and integrate this into your family? That's so awesome.
Absolutely. I'm extremely grateful that we have found this. And
so really financially, give us an idea of like where you guys are from, like when you started, like, and where you are now. What has it done, like, as a ripple effect in your finances?
Yeah, so we recently just moved from Milwaukee, and we are down here in Louisville, Kentucky, which is in the same neighborhood as the Pruvit headquarters, and we're just in a really tight niche with them and trying to build more. And bringing our kids out of school and in our community, like in our home, and teaching them on our terms has really been amazing. We have a car that's paid for, and just helping others reach their financial goals has been really awesome too. I think we've taken, 6 trips this year, and I really feel like those memories and experiences we give our kids is way more than you could ever give in a classroom as well. So it's been awesome.
I remember when I first started Pruvit, like 16 months ago, I got to meet Josh and Andrea in Maui, which is so cool. And they were talking about wanting to homeschool their kids 16 months ago and give them experiences. So it's amazing to me to be able to watch this family like go from wanting to do something 16 months ago to literally seeing their 2 boys at every event since then, hanging out, going to, all the kid Pruvit events, and being able to travel with their family and do all the cool stuff that they wanted to do 16 months ago, and seeing that kind of transpire. So I think that's just completely awesome. So thank you so much. That's such an awesome story. I love it. So thank you for sharing that, Dre.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So I think Natalie is who I see next. So Nat, are you? Hi.
What's happening? Who's supposed to be on this Zoom right now? Come on. Come on, let's party.
Yeah. Woo, great. Tell these wonderful people tonight, Nat, a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. Hey guys, I am in the light pink shirt if you can see me. My name is Natalie Kilbourne. I live in Springfield, Missouri with my husband, Corey. We've been married for 19 years this last July. We have a 16-year-old daughter who's a junior in high school, and then we have a 12-year-old daughter who is in 7th grade. And how we really found out about ketones was in a real place of desperation for our family. In 2014, and then also in early 2015, my husband had 2 back surgeries. He has degenerative disc disease. So that squishy tissue in your back that keeps your disc bones from pinching and having problems is deteriorating or bulging out. And we were really hoping those surgeries would be the solution. But for him, it didn't really work out that way. And he's a pilot for Delta, so you can imagine sitting is a high priority in his job, and he couldn't sit. Like every time he sat, his spine would compress and it would cause a lot of issues for him. Also, as a pilot for Delta, you can't take a lot of things. So he has to be like you can't even take anti-diarrhea and be legal to fly, okay? I'm just telling you, if you don't know, you can't take it. So he had a really hard time. So to us, it felt like this, it was just month after month after month with no real end in sight. So I know now it was 18 months, but imagine just month after month after month of medical disability. He could not work. He could not fly. It changed everything about our family. He didn't come to birthday parties because he didn't know how he would feel or if there'd be chairs or if he could stand. He couldn't take long car rides with us. He couldn't be active with our family. He couldn't go play on the boat and play on the lake and do all of the things that our family absolutely loves to do. So for 18 months, I feel like I lost my husband. Like he was so tired and exhausted at night. It was really, really bad for him. I used to jokingly call him Goldilocks because I could tell how bad of a night's sleep he got when I got up in the morning and I would go around the house. I'm like, oh, he was in the spare bed, then he was in the chair, then he had a bowl of cereal, and then he was on the floor. Like, I don't know if any of you are restless sleepers, but he just would travel at night to try to find a spot to get comfortable. And I felt like we had just exhausted our resources. We had exhausted the options, and we were kind of at a place where it was like, well, this is it. Like, we're just going to make the best of it because this is how it's going to be. And our friend Nick called and he said, hey, what do you guys know about ketones or ketosis? This was my knowledge of ketones or ketosis, a 00. Nothing. I had never heard about it before. So if you're just on this Zoom and you're like, I have no idea what ketones are, that was me. I didn't know what they were. And he says, this is reassuring, right? He says, I've never tried it. I don't really know anything about it, but I've been doing research. If y'all know Nick, he's a researcher. He's like, I've been doing research all day, and everything I can find about ketones in brain health, ketones in inflammation, ketones in digestion, ketones in skin, ketones in mental clarity, ketones in fat loss. He's like, I feel like ketones are kind of the missing link in a lot of these things that people have going on. And he said, I thought of you and Corey, especially of Corey. And me being the kindest friend that you've ever met, I told Nick, I don't think your ketones are going to help at all. I don't know what you're talking about, but your little powder probably isn't going to help us. But because I am nice, I said, well, you can send us some, we'll give it a try. And I'm like, this is me on the phone. Okay, we'll try it. Like, I'm sure it's going to work for us. So Nick sends us a couple packets of ketones, and it was the orange formula because that's the only option that there was at that point. We've got tons of really yummy formulas now. Orange is still our household favorite. That's what I have on auto ship every month. But he sent us a couple packets of orange, and with zero expectations that we were going to get any results, Corey started taking it. And on the first day, he felt nothing. Like, I was like, see, I told you it's not going to work for you. Are any of you like that where you're like, I knew this wasn't going to work? Second day, he felt a little bit of energy that he could personally feel. I didn't notice any difference in how he was, but he was like, I think I might feel a little better. But on the third day, what we noticed is I woke up next to him in bed, and I reached over and I was like, were you in here all night? It was that rare. It just never happened. And he goes, babe, he said, and this about made me teary-eyed that morning in bed. He said, babe, I can't remember the last time I got a good night's sleep. And I was like, I'm sure it's not the ketones, but you should definitely keep taking those for sure. So he kept taking the ketones, and Kelly, we got to see the coolest process of like better day on top of better day on top of better day. He started sleeping through the night every night, which affected everything. I don't know if y'all don't sleep, but sleep affects everything. So him sleeping through the night gave him way better energy through the day. He no longer unplugged and said, hey, I've got to go take a nap and come out 3 or 4 hours later. He had better mental clarity. I don't know if y'all have been down and out before for an extended period of time, but it messes with you. He didn't feel like he could provide for our family. He didn't feel like he could plug into the things that he loved and what he wanted to do, and that messed with him. So to have him back and have him happy and excited and with some hope, y'all need any hope. Hope does great things for people. And so we just saw this cool, it was literally like day after day. I was like, really? Are you sure you're feeling that? Really? Like, you want to go to the lake? Like, what is happening to you? And we had a women's conference at my church that next weekend. So like the weekend after he started taking ketones, which he would have never come in 1,000 years, not because his heart wasn't there, but because he physically was unable. That next weekend, he was in line, like handing ladies their lunch sack. And I was like bawling in the line, like, what is happening to you? Like, I feel like I get you back. You know, I lost you for so long, and now to have him back. So he went back flying full-time for Delta in 25 days. He loves being a pilot. If you ever have Corey Kilbourne as your pilot, give him a high five. That's my sweetheart. But Kelly, we're 2.5 years in, October. Well, I guess 2 years and 3 months in, and we take ketones every single day. It has made the largest impact, like an immeasurable impact in my family. My brother changed to a ketogenic diet about 1.5 years ago and added ketones. He's lost over 100 pounds, like Josh, Gray's husband. My mom is in her late 60s. She loves to run. She wants to be super active, but she has a hip that gives her some problems. Any of you have any stickiness? And my mom's got a little bit of a sticky hip, but my mom takes ketones twice a day. She feels like $1 million. She's a kindergarten teacher, so she needs tons of energy to keep up with those little spurts. I feel awesome. I'm down 11 pounds. If y'all can see, I don't struggle with a lack of energy. I've got joy coming out of all places. And well, that sounded weird. So I've got joy coming out of my heart. Let's just change it to that. And it's just been super, super awesome. So we got super pumped, Kelly, about the business, because I saw an opportunity of like, I could never, ever, ever repay Nick for what he offered our family in our health. Like, I can't even tell you guys how seriously amazing it is to be able to have my hubby back. So if I could offer that to somebody else and say, hey, look, like, this changed my life. I don't know if it's going to work for you, but you got to take ketones for 5 or 10 days and see what happens for you. Like, that's the coolest part.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I don't have to guess why you wanted to join the business. It's like, that was a no-brainer. It's like, okay, this is happening to everyone in my family. Like, okay, I need to be a part of this. So you have 2 girls, and I happen to know that your girls are super active. So they're in cheerleading and they play sports. So, and your husband flies. So how did you manage with a busy schedule, a husband who travels, and 2 active daughters to grow a business? Like, how did you fit this into your schedule and still manage home life, being a mom and a wife? Explain that to me.
Yeah. So for us, if like my husband's job as a pilot, like he can only work so many hours. It's not like you can pick up some overtime. It's just like pilots have a certain amount of hours they can work, and when they cap out, that's just it. So for our family, if we want to make additional income, it falls on mama's shoulders, right? I am a stay-at-home mom since 2001. I don't have a college degree. So what that looks like probably for me is waiting tables or, you know, working at a boutique or in retail or something like that, which is absolutely awesome. And you know what? I would do whatever it took to take care and provide for my family. But for me, this vehicle, I get to be the mama that I want to be. Like my daughters, both of my daughters cheer. I've got one in varsity cheer. I've got one in the 7th grade junior high cheer. Jenna plays travel volleyball. Our kids are super into church activities and all that great stuff. Like y'all can imagine when my Jenna gets a kill in volleyball, I'm an absolute spaz. I mean, I am just hooting out there. You know, we go to watch the cheerleaders cheer and I'm the mom that knows the cheers and I'm like, red, white, Tigers, fight. Like that's really my heart and my passion is to be that kind of mom. So if I had, you know, the regular 9 to 5 or, you know, if I had to work nights and weekends waiting tables to earn an income, I would have to make a choice, right? Am I going to go to this game for my daughters or am I going to pick up some shifts? And for me, what this opportunity allows me to be is I get to be the mama that I want to be and weave my business in and out of it. Jenna at 5:30 tonight cheered in 2 games, the 7th grade A and the 7th grade B. You can bet I was in the stands just a few minutes ago cheering my heart out. And then I say, hey, when I get home, Corey's here tonight. I'm like, babe, you make dinner. I'm going to do this Zoom and then I'm going to go have dinner, right? So we have kind of a mutual trade-off where I still get to go do all my kids' stuff. But the nice thing about this business is it goes wherever you go. When Dre was on 6 vacations this year, guess what? Hey, I need 15 minutes. I'm going to run in the other room. I'm going to chat some business, and then I'm coming back to this board game, right? So we all get to kind of intermingle it. And honestly, I think busy people get things done. I would way rather have busy people who are fitting this into the nooks and crannies of their life rather than somebody who's like, I got all the time in the world. Like, what do I need to do? It's pretty easy to get things done when you got some stuff scheduled out and you're busy.
That's amazing. So tell me, how has Pruvit helped your family financially? Is it benefiting you in a financial way? What's the ripple effect?
I was just talking to somebody today and she asked me the question. She's like, does your mom know how much you make? I'm like, no. I mean, my mom would absolutely have a conniption if I told her. I mean, it's like just beyond the beyond. I'm in my home office with all these awesome books behind me. We're just incredibly blessed. A couple cool things that we have. We gave. So let me think. In not 15 because we were with Pruvit, but 14. In 2014, we gave more this year to our church and the organizations and the things that we love than we made in 2014. Like, I'm crazy proud of that. Like, that makes me super, super pumped. We're able to really bless people and have some big impact in other people's lives, whether it's, you know, I was out to dinner the other night and this guy helped this old man and like, it was just the coolest little story. Or it was this little scene that I got to watch. And I just had this prompting of like, hey, bless that family, buy that family's dinner. And so I leaned over the waiter and I was like, hey, that family over there, like, can you give me their bill? And the waiter was like, oh, I'm not sure. He's like, it's going to be like over $60. And I was like, awesome. I'm like, give me the bill. I'm ready. I can handle it, you know? Just to do things like that and not think of like, because we have been in that position before where it's like, hey, we only got $30, so we got to get $30 for the groceries, right? We've been there too. But to be able to I didn't know whether their bill was going to be $200 or their bill was going to be $5, right? But I just had that prompting in my heart and we had the financial ability to say, hey, just give me that bill, whatever it is. We have a Pruvit Tesla, which is really, really, really awesome. It has these wing doors that come up like a falcon that Pruvit pays for. They give us $1,300 a month that covers our Pruvit Tesla. I'm pretty sure in the car line at school, I am rocking the best mom car of all time. I have had a minivan though, so don't worry, girls. I'm not that cool. But, you know, financially for us, I think what we can give and who we can serve and what we've really become. We're able to invest a bunch. Like over the last 2.5 years with Pruvit, we've bought, my husband loves rental properties. That's kind of what he does on the side. So he flies full time, and then our kind of wealth generating machine is rental properties. We've gotten 6 new rental properties since we started with Pruvit. So, you know, a stay-at-home mom like me, I'm pretty goofy, I'm pretty silly, no college degree. If you can get in with us and get excited about the ketone conversation, the ripple effect that you can have not only in your personal family, but in the network of people that you chat with, and a lot of people you didn't even know. Like, I didn't know Kelly before I got started. I didn't know Dre or Sarah or Heather. I didn't know any of these girls. And now it's like the family where it's like, oh, I can't live without Kelly. Like, I love Dre. I love when I get to be with her. So there's so many great blessings beyond just, you know, the number in my bank account. It's sort of immeasurable, but the number in the bank account is really, really crazy. I can't even tell my mom, okay?
That's absolutely awesome. I love you, Nat, and I appreciate you so much. Thanks for sharing. It's so cool to like I said, just, I mean, 16 months ago, watching things transpire, like extraordinary things, like things that are happening to like everyday moms like me. It's like crazy to watch, and I love it. It's like so exciting. I didn't, like I said, I didn't know Nat, I didn't know Dre, I didn't know anybody. And now it's like I get to be involved in their families, and they live far away from me, but we get to travel together. We get to experience life together. We get to help people feel better. So it's just a really neat experience. So thanks, Nat. Thanks for sharing. Sarah has a really awesome experience too. I love Sarah. She's one of really cool people that I've got to meet and prove it. So Sarah, you want to introduce yourself and share your story with everyone?
Definitely. So I've been married for 4.5 years. I married my high school sweetheart. We don't have any kids, but we do have a baby that we treat like our baby. His name's Chase. He's our 88-pound dog, and he drinks ketones. I'll shoot it up in the kitchen. He literally like runs in there and tap dances and begs until I give it to him. Not kidding. So we pour a little bit on his food all the time, and he just loves ketones. So before Pruvit, I was a 7th grade math teacher. I was the one that couldn't say no to anything. So I was the people pleaser. So if I said, hey, Sarah, can you stay after school to do this? I did it. Hey, Sarah, can you coach this sport? I did it. So I was teaching full time. I was head of the 7th grade math department. I was looking for a fulfillment. And so I thought maybe if I worked with all the at-risk kids, that fulfillment that I was looking for, to where I really make a difference in people's lives. And so I took on the task of working with every kid that's ever failed in math, every kid that had a bad home life, every kid that had a behavior problem. So my plate was full. Like, I still had something missing. I couldn't figure out what it was. In sales, and so he was working nights and weekends. So I picked my husband in passing, and that's it. And so we never got to see one another. So I figured, hey, I might as well work nights and weekends, so that I can get a little bit of an extra income, make some money, take a vacation, and escape this life together. And so waitressing on Sundays, and I was catering weddings on Saturdays. And I took on 2 sports that I was coaching during the week. So I was working over 70 hours a week, and I just kept doing it because people were happy that I was doing it, and I felt like I was making a little bit of a difference. But there was a reason that I would wake up in the morning and not want to go to school. It was because I knew I wasn't going to see my husband until Friday night. And for me, it wasn't worth it anymore. So I resigned from my teaching job without a plan. I was that crazy person that every old teacher was like, Sarah, your health insurance, your retirement plan, what are you thinking? And I was like, you know what? I did not marry my best friend, not my best friend. And so I'm find something. And so I was in the pursuit of something, and I knew I was meant for bigger and better. And it was before I knew about Pruvit. It was before I knew that Pruvit was based around the word better. And so I just knew I was meant for something more outside those school walls. So I was waitressing on a Sunday. I had been waitressing 13 years. I was only waitressing 4 hours every Sunday, and I only kept my job because I had so many old people that came in after church, and they said that I made their week. And so I was like, well, surely I can't stop waitressing because I'm making their week. But one Sunday, somebody handed me their business card and they said, you should take a look at this. And I was open to opportunity, anything. Oh, that's something. But for that reason,
Hey, Sarah, it's Nat. Hey,
yeah.
people in the chat are saying they can't hear very well. Kelly, can you remute all the lines?
Coming through.
Okay, now try.
Does that sound better? Yeah. Okay. So he handed me his business card and I was just open to an opportunity. And so I looked at it, had no idea what it was, but I was like, hey, I'll try this powder. And since he gave me that card, like I just always think like throughout my day, single day, like he didn't know I was searching for something better. Like I hide behind my smile pretty good. So he thought that I was just a happy girl that wanted to be a waitress. I don't know. But I never pass anybody up because everyone's looking for something better in their life. It looks different in everybody's life, but they're looking to be better in some avenue of their life. And so looked at it, I tried it, and I was like, well, it tastes pretty good. I didn't have that aha moment on the first packet. My second packet, I was like, maybe I'll go work out. And my name and working out usually don't go in the same sentence. I'm not someone that you're ever going to see at the gym. I have an excuse for everything. I tried jogging with my husband. He thought I had asthma because I was out of shape. And so I'm just not someone that you're going to see working out. But I went to a bar class and I walked out of there like I crushed it. Like I feel like I crushed it, which was crazy. Day 3, my husband's like, you are just glowing. Like whatever you're doing, just keep on doing it. I was like, I wonder if it's that powder stuff. So got on, ordered me some more ketones. And then my next step was I really wanted to see what the vision was behind Pruvit. I wanted to see if it was something that was going to align with my life. And so I flew out to Kentucky. I got to meet Natalie in person. I got to meet our CEO, Brian Underwood, and his wife, Nancy Underwood. And that's when it really, really clicked for me that this could be something where I could change so many people's lives and actually be able to see my husband at the same time. So for me, it was like a dream come true that I could help so many people and I could still like have that freedom of seeing my husband. And so fast forward to today and we share it like crazy. And I tell my husband, I didn't know a happiness and a fulfillment like this even existed because when I left my teaching job, I didn't know if I was going to find something that was going to bring like purpose to my life. But now I wake up and I'm so grateful that I cry sometimes because I'm so grateful that I found something that I love. My husband loves it too. We both do this full time and we just love that we get to wake up and make coffee together. We didn't have that before. Like not one day did we get to make coffee together. So it's nice to be able to be on this journey together and actually love what we do.
That's incredible. I follow you on Facebook and I love watching your posts. I love your dog. It's super cute. I love that he drinks ketones. I'm still working on my dog because she's really fat and she needs ketones. But I love that you have the heart of like, when I think about a teacher, I think of someone who like is a nurturer or someone who wants to help people. And it,
Yeah.
like, is that me making that? I wonder, is that somebody's phone? I don't know. Do you hear that? Sorry. I think you really hit that, and on the head when you say you were trying to find that fulfillment by like helping all the troubled kids and staying after school and tutoring. You were doing all the things that you thought were going to bring you that fulfillment, and you still felt like there was something missing. And so when you found Pruvit, it was like you found your it. Like that was what you found for you. And I think that that's really cool that, that fulfilled something in you. And I think it's even cool that you can do it with your husband. And that was a passion that you wanted to do, but that was something that you really wanted to do and that you guys do it together. Because for me, that was something that I really wanted to do with my husband. And now we both get to stay home and work together too. So I love that. I love that you guys get to do that together. I love your story. So financially, would you say you're in a better place than waitressing or being a teacher?
Yes. I all know how much an Idaho teacher makes, but it's pretty sad. And so, yes, financially, we are in a really good spot where we actually can give back now. Before, my husband's mom lives in Fresno, and we wanted to fly her up every single summer so she could come stay with us. And it was hard sometimes because financially, I'm like, of course I want your mom to come, but we also have to pay rent. So it was for us to be able to give the way we wanted to give. And financially now it's completely different. And it really hit me during the holidays because with my husband being in sales, typically he was working overtime. Like we would have to be back for Black Friday, and he would have like hours until like 1 o'clock in the morning during the holidays. He couldn't even come like to my family's Christmas because he had to be at work. And so it was just completely different this year. Like he got to be involved and he got to like be around the family, and it feels really good to be able to like have him be involved with the holidays and have him just be around. And it's so much fun. We travel probably once a month, I would say. This is the only month that we didn't travel, and we get to do it together, and we get to share ketones while we're doing it. So it's amazing that we get to do all the things that we love to do, and it's all part of our job, and it's so fulfilling.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for sharing. I love your story. So we have one more mom and wife and one of my best friends I absolutely love, Miss Heather Weaver. Where are you at? There you are.
Hey guys. How are ya?
Good.
So, hi. So yes, Heather Weaver. I'm from Texas. I have been working with Pruvit for a year now. I just celebrated my 1 year. That was super exciting. This year has been definitely probably amazing on so many levels. So I'm a mom of 3. I've been married for, it'll be 19 years here in just a few months, I think. You know, it's been so long. Do we really keep up with all that? No, just kidding. And I mean, this has been, I've never worked before, so this has been definitely the first time that I've been able to contribute to my family in a considerable manner, which has been never before. So I got an MRS degree in college. That would be the missus. And so that would have been my my work, transcript. So yeah.
I love it. So how did you get introduced to ketones?
So I saw a post one day on Facebook. I had been doing a type of diet, if you will, that I was struggling to keep my body into ketosis. And when I say struggling, we're talking testing it every day and eating at the certain times, and it's all planned out little bars that taste like cardboard and, like not a fun diet at all. And so when I saw a friend of mine post something about Pruvit, I'm like, no way. There is no way. I've been killing myself, putting my body into ketosis. There's just no way possible that this is going to work. So huge skeptic right from the beginning. Mm-hmm. I watched her for about 2 weeks, and finally I saw where she posted. I didn't know. I had Googled it. I had looked up. I had asked friends. Like I was like behind the scenes trying to debunk it right from the start. Yeah. Clearly I'm here, so something happened. So I ended up calling her up, and I said, all right, spill it. What's going on? What is this all about? And so it was New Year's Eve. They were running a promotion, and I'm so cheap that I did not want to go buy a 5-day. And so I was literally teetering between, do I spend $25 or do I just go place an order? And so, but I'm so super picky when it comes to taste that I literally drove 45 minutes to her house, and she said, just come over. I promise it doesn't taste bad. You'll be fine. And I said, okay. So my snarky little picky self drove all the way over and took one sip, and I go, oh, okay. Well, I think I can handle this. And so because I was doing the diet, I had my little strips and whatnot, came home, And I was like, well, I'll be. This isn't right. This can't be working. No, there's no way. Because I was in a much higher rate of ketosis, according to my little strip, than I had ever been in the last 4 months, which blew my mind. And so I was just like, okay. So immediately I started to sit there and go, there's something to this. This has got to, I mean, like, this is it. Like, this is the coolest thing since sliced bread in my book. No pun intended, we don't eat any bread anymore. So, so we ended up, my husband was like, are you really about to do this? Now, mind you, I've never done any network marketing, community marketing before in my life. Rewind, take that back. I did mascara for a minute, and that was it. So that was my experience going into it. So literally no transferable skills whatsoever. I ended up making a post on Facebook, and boom, that's all it took. And it was like rocket fire ever since. And, you know, as far as what the product has done for me and for my family, I could go on all day. And so, you know, immediately, I would say day 3 for me, I think Natalie said that earlier. So day 3 for me was my turning point. I was like, what is this stuff? This cannot be for real. I could not feel this good. And really and truly, what I was feeling was human, like whole. Just as a whole person, I actually got to feel normal. And I hadn't felt good in so long, I'd forgotten what it should feel like. And so for me, I will not go a day without it. This is something that will be a forever lifestyle for me. It will be a forever product that I will take every single morning, because when I miss a day, and I've only missed a couple, I can feel it, I can tell, and it makes the hugest difference in my life. So that's just with me personally. My husband, on the other hand, he's lost almost 50 pounds and doesn't even look like the same person.
Yeah, I was going to say, your husband, you guys look like teenagers. I mean, it's crazy. You guys have
Thank you.
Awesome testimony. So, I mean, clearly, when a product works like it does, you say, hey, there's a rewards plan behind that product, right? So you said, okay, I'm going to do the business. Even though, like you said, you didn't have any experience with community-based marketing, but you were going to try it anyway. So you said you made a post on social media. So is that really how you built your business?
In the beginning, yeah, that's primarily what I did. I mean, people came out of the woodworks because, of course, everybody, you know, wants to know, what are you doing? What's going on? Tell me about this. Even now, to this day, it's so funny. Every single day I get new people that I've known forever that'll go, oh, I've been watching you. I'm like, really? Oh, awesome. Okay. What do you want to know? And so, you know, send over some information.
That's awesome. So what kind of car is in your driveway? Just curious.
Well, it is a really pretty black Jaguar F-Pace that I am very blessed to get to drive and not have to pay for. So
pretty awesome.
Super awesome.
Never done any this network marketing stuff, huh?
No. And you know, what's funny about that is that I earned it in like 2.5 months. And I think is probably one of the coolest things about my story, is that here you have a person who's never done this before. So anybody on this call that sits there and says, oh, I can't do this, I've never done this before, that's crap. Don't even believe the lies in your head, because let me tell you, if I can do it, anybody can. And that's just all you need to know.
Well, you guys are awesome. I love David's story. I love that, you know, you give it to your kids too. You said you had 3 kids, and I know your daughters drink it, and awesome stories too. And I love that we have a product that we can like boldly say, hey, I give this to my kids. I have a 2-year-old grandson, and I give it to my grandson. He's always like, T-tones. So he's so cute. And I love that we can give it to our kids and our grandkids. And my story is kind of like Natalie's too. I started giving it to my husband. Very similar. He had an accident. He fell off a 2nd-story roof. He nearly died. So we were on a journey for just wanted to find relief for him. So it was kind of like, I didn't have a lot of hope, but we were desperate, and we wanted to feel better. I wanted to have some type of normalcy again. And it was like, we had this much hope for something to work. And, you know, we were so happy that it did. So for us, it was incredible. It was like giving it to him once a day, twice a day, day after day after day. And he just continuously got better and better and better and better. And I got my husband back. He started to, you know, just get stronger and feel better and be more mobile. And I started drinking it kind of like Dre to be supportive. I didn't really think I needed ketones until I started drinking ketones. And then like Heather and Sarah, I kind of just felt, wow, I mean, I didn't even know how good that good felt. I didn't know how sleep was, how awesome sleeping was until I started sleeping. I didn't know what it was like to be super present in life because I was so not present for so long. Financially for us, we went from a place 16 months ago where we were legitimately probably about to get our car repoed, just not having any money to pay bills, to worrying about, you know, how are we going to feed the kids? What are we going to do realistically? Like sitting down, having that conversation, to now 16 months, like hearing the words 16 months still like gives me chills because 16 months is not very long. Like 16 months has gone by and now we own 5 acres. We're building our dream home and we're paying cash. So we'll have no mortgage. We drive a car that's paid for by Pruvit. We now have no debt. So we'll have no mortgage, no car payment, no debt in 16 months. It's like literally mind-boggling to me. And I'm a mom of 5 with no college degree. I haven't worked outside the home in a really long time. So it's like I want to get on top of the roof and scream, not really because I don't want to fall. I have an adversity to roofs, but I want to like literally scream this from, you know, the highest point to everyone, and people think I'm nuts, but it's like, that's why, because I know what the possibilities are and I know what can happen if you just grab a hold of this and drink a sample. Drink ketones. It's so simple. Like you shake it up and drink it and you just feel amazing and you continue to do it every single day. And you really don't have to have all these crazy transferable skills. You really don't, because Heather's living proof and there's so many others that don't have mad crazy skills. They just have heart and hustle and they just have passion like Sarah and a heart for other people and Dre, and they want to help change the world and be a better place and help other people feel better. They want to help other moms be more present in their kids' lives. They want to help other dads not have to work 2 jobs so they can be more present in their kids and their wives' lives. So we're just everyday people just trying to live, you know, not everyday lives. We want to live better lives and be extraordinary. And Pruvit is the vehicle in which we're able to do it. So that's why we're so excited. That's why somebody invited you to this Zoom, because they care about you and they're excited about what they're doing here. So I would just encourage you, if you have even the slightest interest in trying the product, number 1, get a 5 or 10 day experience, because that's the first thing you should do. Definitely, right? Try the product. You're going to love it. So that's first and foremost. And if you are curious, if you have questions, if you want to know more about the business, definitely get back with whoever invited you, because they see something in you. They're excited. They want you to experience what they're experiencing. So get with them, get off of Zoom, you know, text them, message them and say, hey, let's chat about this. I want to know what you're doing. I want to, you know, get involved in this, and whatever that means for you. We would love to get you involved and have you on our team. So we appreciate you jumping on and spending the last 53 minutes with us. And we hope you start drinking ketones and feeling amazing. So thank you guys for joining us. You guys have a great night.